Shoutcasting. Jake Kelton, Salic, let's rock and roll with game number 3. LeBlanc has been banned every single game.
Yep.
Is there a reason for this?
Honestly, she's 100% banned on the pro circuit right now too, from what I saw. So she is incredibly strong. Going with the revert back to the old LeBlanc too. That doesn't necessarily surprise me. Of course, they went through what 2 patches ago, I think, and reverted all the changes or most of the changes that they made to LeBlanc's kit. As we see, also the Aatrox and Vladimir getting banned out, and of course the Ahri.
And Kag Fancy decides to make things difficult for his own teammate Nong Nong, banning away Nong Nong's Ahri, which means Nong Nong's definitely going to play something else in a completely unmeta lane, which is going to be interesting. We were talking earlier about the meta and where it is right now, which is very interesting. And I kind of agree with what a lot of people have said, in which it really is the most champions viable, and it just depends on your playstyle as to whether you play weak or you play strong. And one of the reasons why I like it, especially in the pro circuit, is you get to see so many champions. I remember watching Worlds back in season 6, I want to say it was, and I counted up a total of 15 or so champions. I think maybe it was 16. 16 champions played over the course of like 12 games at Worlds. It was always the same champions over. It was just who played those champions better and which one happened to pick the better composition of those 16 champions. And it was exceedingly boring to watch the same champions played over and over. And now we've got everything from double bruiser in the bottom lane, Yasuo Shuegaku in competitive play. I mean, there's some serious craziness. Irelia mid lane. I don't know. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. There's so many options.
I'm having a good time with it. It's reminiscent. I think season 6. You said the final. I want to say, was it? I think season 6 was the one. I think it was season 5, or it was like 16 to 20 champions or something like that was all. I think season 6 was the one where it was like every champion except Illaoi saw play in like the first 2 weeks of the summer split or something like that. I want to say across all the major regions. Like it was really diverse at the beginning of that season, if I remember right, and then by Worlds, I think you're right. By Worlds, it had dwindled down to like 20 champions that everybody had to play. But the beginning of that split was so diverse, and I loved it. And I'm glad to see it again.
Understandable that, you know, as the season kind of stretches out, and I just heard from Freak, who released a video today talking about 8.12 in the patch. And we'll get to talking the champions and the players in just a second. But he was talking about the patch, and that when it comes to the mid-season patches before the summer season really starts heavy for most of the regions, that's when they stop making major changes to the game, and they really just start kind of tweaking just a little here, just a little there, and they leave a lot of those patches off, which means things get crazy, and people are trying all sorts of new things at the beginning of the season, and then kind of find the best of the best by the time Worlds comes around, so you do have a smaller pick choices. But the fact that at MSI, you had just the most unique champions coming into almost every game, and even by the finals, you were still having champions that had hardly been picked at all showing up in games, was so much fun to watch. And I'm hoping that Worlds this season does the exact same thing, and you could just put any champion on the table, see whether or not it makes it into play or not. As we do get Pyke! Oh, Pyke! We've rarely seen him. He doesn't get banned often, but he still doesn't get played often in our games. We get to see him this time around. DRF Dive picking him up, as we have some serious dive coming out from Budget DRF. Riven, Echo, and then Darius, who's counter dive. He pulls you to him and says, you dive me whether you like it or not. I'm going to kill you.
Yeah, come here, you. I'll tell you what, I'm very excited to see this dive comp and see how it goes out, how it works out for Budget DRF, because they are assembling an interesting little composition. Looks like we're sitting on the Echo in the jungle for Xeno, which might mean that She's My Poison is playing that Riven mid again, which will be interesting to say the least. Of course, Nong Nong sitting on Katarina, Phantom of Temp hovering the Orianna, as we saw Kag Fancy on the Irelia, absolutely destroyed a couple weeks ago with that in there. With that champion. No free names taking the Cho'Gath again, and Broken Hearts on the Kassadin. And where is the ADC on this team? Oh goody, we get one of our Fiesta comps.
Fiesta
I'm
Cop from
gonna
Team Delicious.
I'm gonna bet that's Nong Nong going down there. Actually, that's my guess.
Fear
Nong
our
Nong
tactic
Oriana.
of choosing the role for the slot that we're in, says Viti, who is no free names. Oh, so it's Cat Fancy with Irelia in the top lane. So they're playing their role. It is
Oh,
Nong Nong
straight
on the
down.
ADC Katarina and Phantom of Temp on the support Oriana. All right, we'll find
All
out
right.
how that goes.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and roll through for Team Budget DRF. We've got DRF Dive, no surprise, taking the Pyke in the bottom lane support role. She's my poison with the Riven in the mid lane. Once again, I guess, Delicious Seal on the Darius in the top lane, Xeno with the Echo in the jungle, and Cobra on the Lucian bottom lane AD carry role.
And meanwhile, for Team Delicious, we've got Cag Fancy on the Irelia. No free names, bringing the Cho'Gath back into the jungle. Broken Hearts, welcome back to the stream on the Kassadin in the mid lane. Nong Nong taking Katarina down to the bot lane with Phantom of Temps Oriana in support.
So we're going to leave a little bit of discussion on the bottom lane because it's so ridiculous from Team Delicious. I do want to talk before that about the difference between the jungles of Echo and Cho'Gath, because Cho'Gath takes some time to build up and Echo can go aggressive, but we haven't seen too many invades from jungles in these games. Is that something that, I mean, not even a month ago, everyone was doing? They were taking the Graves and stealing things away. They were taking two-man invades with the top lane into the enemy side. I've seen it a lot, and now it's just kind of faded away. Why the change of jungles kind of just stopping doing those heavy push invades and stealing away buffs from the enemy jungler?
I can't say for certain, but based on what I do when I'm in the jungle, a lot of it has to do with the way they revamp the experience. Since Scuttle Crab is now worth more experience, it kind of disincentivizes going into the jungle because you can get something a little bit more valuable on the river itself if you do that. And then you can go get that river and then gank a lane. Now, by all means, we've seen a lot of attacks of opportunity into the jungle where if you chase them into there and they have to back out, go ahead and take those raptors while you're there because, hey, it's free farm for you. A lot of the time, though, it just seems like we've been playing a bit more scared lately on the stream itself, which honestly, I don't fault you for. Beginning of a new patch, beginning of a new competitive season, we're seeing the pros do some weird stuff, so might as well give it a shot. Like, I don't know, ADC Katarina or something like that. But got to take your risks where you can get them. I do expect Xeno, since you did mention that Echo going aggressive, I do expect Xeno to get up in this Cho'Gath's face, because if Cho'Gath is allowed to free farm like we mentioned before, he does become an unkillable monster. Meanwhile, Echo does have the opportunity to take him out earlier if he does get in his face, especially with that 3-hit passive on that Z drive. That's what I'm looking for out of DRF Xeno this game.
Which I'm hoping to build in real life. The zero drive that he has on his back, I've currently had a mock-up, and I'm pricing out. It may cost me about $200 to $300 in total materials and a butt ton of time, but my goal is to have a fully functional LED zero drive Echo prop to take with me to Dragon Con coming this fall. We do have the most people on at the moment, so I do want to mention as we're about to get into game that next Tuesday I will not be casting because family will be in town. What it means, though, is that I will be shoutcasting on Thursday instead. So I'm going to do a lot more messages, both on Discord and on just everywhere, Facebook, to let you guys know that shoutcasting is going to be delayed from Tuesday until Thursday of next week. So normally we cast on Tuesday. We're going to be casting Thursday next week. If you're available, say, look, that'd be awesome for you to join us as well.
Yeah, I should be. I should still be available.
Hey,
To my awareness, I don't have anything going on.
There's actually a couple of new people in here as well. I literally don't know how to say your name, so I'm just going to type it out real fast. Maria Rhinopatchy. Oh, that's like rhinopathy, where they do the surgery on the nose, but it's rhinopatchy, which is kind of a interesting shade around. There we go. Got to get the fancy switch over. Oh, we didn't even have time to see the loading screen. We're already back into game. Man, my computer's too good, guys. Computer's too good. So this time, because I still don't have the fancy camera movements, we're going to check out what other interesting things can I show you guys that I've been discovering. There's a really nice mural right here, but you can't see it because the way that the camera sits. It's a really cool mural. I'll have to get the camera on that at some point. Oh, these they cheated on these turrets. I can show you that. that every one of these 4 turrets is exactly the same position. Like all 4 are angled exactly the same way. It's kind of silly. Where's this turret down here? There we go. So they kind of cheated. But here we go for the dive invade as Team Budget DRF is going to be moving forward. They might find the Katarina, but she gets a good ward down. So Nong Nong gets the vision, plays it safe. Team Delicious able to kind of get that initial vision and dissuade the dive invade from Budget DRF.
I am not in yet.
You're not in yet?
No.
All right. Well, I will solo cast until you get in. Welcome. And who is your friend? That's actually awesome. There's a bunch of you guys that are playing and or they're here hanging out, supporting your friends, which not only that, but you guys, even though this is the third and last game for tonight, if you follow when we do the shoutcasting next Thursday as well, because we do it every single week. It just so happens that next Tuesday, I've got family in town, so I can't do it on Tuesday, but I can do it on Thursday. You can come out and play too. And the more, the merrier. That's what I like to say. As
Okay. I'm here.
You made it into game, the 1 minute and nearly 30-minute mark. Nothing exciting happening just yet, so you really didn't miss anything. It is that fancy Pike with the new skin in the bottom lane. Does a little bit of a harpoon, pulling the red buff away from his own Echo. So now we can talk about this bottom lane, as it is the Katarina Orianna duo against the Lucian Pike. I don't even know where to start with these two.
Well, let me just say I'm actually kind of excited about this, especially once Nong Nong and Phantom of Temp hit 6. Think about this, if you will. Phantom of Temp, Orianna throws the ball onto Katarina. Katarina shouldn't pose into a dagger that she's already thrown and begins to ult.
Cat Fancy maybe going down to the top lane. We've got some heavy action. Burned down. He didn't have Ignite. Uses the Ghost to get really close. Sorry for the interruption, but Cat Fancy's already been pushed out of the top lane, forced to recall, and then have to walk back to lane, taking Ignite instead of that teleport as DRF dive, going in the bottom lane. Can't quite find the stun. Finds the harpoon on a Phantom of Temp. He's so low. Ignite. Pike steals it away, but of course doesn't even give it over because he doesn't have the ultimate yet. Is in the mid lane. Riven finishes off Caston as well. Broken Heart sent back to the base, has teleport to try to get back and grab some of the minions, but that early game aggression from She's My Poison on this Riven coming out to huge effect for Budget DRF so far.
Yeah, absolutely. They're taking advantage of their range advantage, especially on bot lane. DRF Cobra just poking away at Nong Nong and Phantom of Temp, and then DRF Dot goes aggressive to get that kill into bot lane. Meanwhile, I did not get a good look at what happened in mid lane, so let me go find and see what happened there.
As we do have our fancy, sorry about that, guys. Switching, controlling everything solo. Let me know when you got it set up, and we'll fade over to our fancy instant replay. But 2 kills to 0, Budget DRF starting off really well. Katarina trying to get as much farm in the bottom lane as she can.
That was it right there. Okay. All right. Here we go. I got it. All right, so She's My Poison and Broken Hearts, just kind of trading back and forth. Poison, Hearts takes a lot of minion damage there. Poison's taking a bit more. Poison manages to get rid of the minions, takes advantage of the minions that she has extra, and dives in there, jumping back with the broken wings in order to get that kill there. So that's where that came from.
Yeah, one of the things with that Kassadin is that Spell Shield's not going to do much against a Riven, who's now we get to watch happen again in the mid lane. Double stun in the bottom lane from Dive, who goes in deep, uses Flash as well to guarantee to harpooning Katarina back into Cobra's awaiting arms, who flashes forward, trying to get the final kill, but can't quite get it. And so in the bottom lane, Flash is forced out across the side, but Nong Nong does live for now on this Katarina.
Nong Nong stays alive. It was worth noting Phantom of Temp used the heal there and did hold on to the Flash, so Phantom of Temp does still have that available in case of a major aggression.
So Kassadin has died twice in the mid lane, has almost no farm, 12 farm to 33. Broken Hearts starting to struggle a bit against this Riven. Now there is opportunities for no free names on this Cho'Gath to try to gank in the mid lane. One of the things that Riven hates is some hard CC. Harpoon maybe coming out. Oh, he hits the minion!
Oh, got the minion.
I bet you that Nong Nong fully was confident, knew that was going to happen, baited the hook in, and just waited for it. Just waited for it. But I'm not going to comment what was said in the all chat. as DRF dive goes forward, finds the stun on the Orianna. Cobra getting some nice damage, flashing out. Phantom of Temp will live for now, but once again, the flash is down, and there's so many opportunities for this bottom lane to try to dive. Stun onto Delicious Seal in the top lane, but he's got pretty good damage. Ignite ticking away. He doesn't have his ult though, and he still gets the outplay! Oh my goodness, that last Q, the sweeping axe, finishing off that Irelia in the top lane 1v1. Nong just playing with some nice movements in the bottom lane. No free names, heads to the top lane, but I think this level 6 Delicious Seal has no problem fighting a level 4 choke. Throws the ultimate down, picks up a 5th kill for budget DRF, who's starting off an immaculate game.
Yeah, and the big issue here is Cag Fancy and No Free Names both went too far into the side of Delicious Seal. They're both taking a lot of minion damage while they're going through this fight. Meanwhile, Delicious Seal is taking none. Especially during the fight with Cag Fancy, he pulled all of the minions from blue side to him before anything was able to aggro onto Delicious Seal.
So Cag Fancy did lose initially that 1v1, now down almost 20 farm in the top lane. Things just not looking good for Team Delicious across the board. As DRF dive goes in, gets the hook, the Echo trying to get in as well. Phantom of Temp on the run. They know that the flash is down, so they're able to pick up a clean kill. One of these things about the bottom laners from these two, both AP, need their ultimates to have that damage, and unable to play safe, they haven't been able to get much done. She's My Poison going in, doesn't need the ultimate, just flashes in for the auto, cleans up the Kassadin, throws out the ult afterwards for just extra effect, I suppose, make it look fancy. And starting off 3-0, no boots, all damage. Look at those blades.
It looks amazing. She's My Poison doing a fantastic job, just absolutely destroying Broken Hearts in the mid lane right now. Not a single member of Team Delicious has hit level 6 yet. That's pretty ridiculous, seeing as we're sitting on two members of budget DRF that are level 7 now.
Yeah, this might be a smasher, ladies and gentlemen. If it isn't, I'll be impressed on how Delicious comes back after this terrible start to the game. 7 kills in 7 minutes. DRF keeping a nice, clean 1 kill per minute track. Cag Fancy uses the ultimate to get the disarm, finds the stun as well. Not many resets though. He's in the middle of a bunch of minions, gets some good damage, goes in for the reset. Oh, the trade of kills not quite going to happen in the bottom lane. Lucian is going to finish off a kill once again on the Orianna, as Pike just does so much CC that there's not much to stop them from killing that squishy Orianna, who's still level, I believe it is 5. No, it's still level 4. All right, now they're ahead at 9 kills in 8 minutes. DRF speeding the game up a little bit.
A little bit, making sure to accelerate things, get those advantages pushing. I mean, shoot, you might as well snowball it if you've got it going in your favor like this. Cag Fancy's engage once again went a little overextended and actually ended up in the middle of Delicious Seal's minions. And it's not you like Cag Fancy to overdive like that. So I'm not sure if Cag Fancy's feeling great right now.
Cag Fancy's still going to try to go in on Delicious Seal. Gets pulled right back. Echoes coming onto the top lane. Isn't even needed. Delicious Seal doesn't use the ult. Just cleans up yet another kill. 10-0. Budget DRF slamming through this game. It's over now. Level 6 says the Kassadin. No free names. Gets the silence onto Xeno. Trying to get underneath the turret. Wants to stay as far away from Delicious Seal as possible. Gets pulled in. Still goes down. Kassadin teleports to the top lane. May find a kill onto Delicious Seal. Is level 6. Ults in. Good damage, but can't quite get it. The reset not there. Xeno uses the ultimate, but just out of range. Broken Heart still alive for the moment. The slow there, the silence. Xeno underneath the tower escapes in the bottom lane. Killing spree for the Lucian, taking down the Orianna once again. 0-4. I guess it was actually a killer spree. Oh, that still happens.
Hey, that bug is still there.
Somebody call Riot. Oh, that's so funny. In spectator mode, there is currently a bug in the game where when the Pike goes into his watery grave skill, I should actually memorize that. He's new. Give me a minute to memorize his skills. Ghost Water Dive. The effect is heard at like times 100 volume, so. Cho'Gath goes down for a third time, 14 kills to 0. Budget DRF has the entire game in their hands. I think at this point, we shouldn't talk so much about the fact that Delicious has died 14 times. We should instead focus all of our attention on the fact that Katarina hasn't died at all.
That is impressive.
And is tied for most farm on the team.
That is impressive.
I mean, Nong is once again proving how crazy he is on a off-meta Katarina bottom lane. Most farm, or was tied with most farm. Tag Fancy goes in again on Delicious. Seal flash. Okay, I'm thinking emoji, guys. Just spam that thinking emoji. Hey, Sir Pumpkin Longshanks. This team is more Tryndamere. Couldn't agree more. Broken Hearts tries his hand at it. The ult from Delicious Seal. Wait, can he?
Well, what we can take out of this is the power of level advantages. Delicious Seal sitting at level 10 now. Was 2 levels above Tag Fancy during that fight as we get a wonderful Ghost Water Dive out of DRF Dive.
Flashes in for the extra stun onto Nong. Can they finally guarantee a kill on this Katarina who hasn't died yet? Ignite ticking away. He gets a kill! The first kill for Team Delicious! Goes down in a trade 1-for-1, but does it matter? Nong got a kill for Team Delicious. Game over. GG. Surrender at 11 minutes and 40 seconds. That's it. Katarina's fed. Call it quits. This one's in the bag.
You know, something I do want to point out that has no bearing on this game whatsoever, but also is kind of
awesome.
worth noting, is that you named the team playing against Delicious Seal Delicious.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that happened. I think they traded the players around a little bit, kind of like an NFL team. They kind of were like, you know what, let's pull out some trades here after the fact. I usually go based upon the name suggested by the team, but regardless, Tag Fancy finds a stun underneath the turret, but the bleed effect gonna be too strong. Godlike for Delicious Seal, finishing off yet another member of Team Delicious. He's gonna be eating his cookies. Delicious, and feeling fine about that. She's my poison in the mid lane. 3-0.
4-0.
Nong wants yet another kill. Can he find the reset?
Nong,
the savior of Team Delicious, finds the second kill of the game. Has finally fallen. Gods do bleed. Nong has died once, but picks up 2 kills. This Katarina is going to put the entire team on her shoulders and carry them into a victory. There's like a 0.001% chance. There's a chance.
Cue the "it's happening" memes because Nong's starting to get a couple items under his belt. Looking at the Bilgewater Cutlass and the Hextech Revolver going into the Hextech Gunblade there. What I'm curious to see is if Nong and Phantom of Temp can pull off that massive combo that I was describing earlier, where you get
stunned up and Cobra goes in for the kill. Wait, there's the Katarina here.
She's Nong's there.
She's picked up 2. Katarina going crazy. Nong gets the kills as we get the splash effect. Zeno going in onto Tag Fancy. He's just sitting there hanging out. Finally dies. I figured out the strategy of Team Delicious. I love Strawberry Baka's point that Team Delicious named themselves that because they said, come eat us. We're going to feed because we are delicious. However, there's a secret strat going on here as no free name's going to be stunned up and cleaned up once again. What they did was they fed every member of Budget DRF. And now, Katarina gets shutdown gold every time that he kills somebody. So that means you're putting all the max amount of shutdown gold on the Katarina. So Katarina's going to get fed 3 times faster than anyone else in the game, as long as he continues to get this shutdown gold. And once you feed Katarina, everybody knows that the game is over. As Nong is going to... What? Still picked up one.
How did Nong get that kill?
Regardless, I don't know. Broken Hearts doesn't even get opportunity to go over the wall. Zeno picks up a triple in the mid lane, but... All right. Instant replay that because
I gotta go figure how that even happened.
I got to know how Katarina pulled off a trade in that situation. I don't even get it.
Okay. All right, here we go. I'm ready when you are.
Go for it. You're good.
All right, so Phantom Attempt gets dunked. Delicious Seal comes in, dunks on Nong Nong. Now Nong Nong is sitting at no health, immediately just goes in and ults, and that was enough to take it out. It looks like a lot of damage came in from Kassadin diving in as well.
So just snuck that last hit, as in the actual live game. Phantom Attempt going to fall. Cobra cleans that one up. Nong Nong not in a position to try to get a trade of damage, as Kassadin dives in onto Cobra. Going to be knocked down to half health, but here comes Nong Nong with the damages. Should be able to pick up one. Trying to reset now onto DRF. Dive, chasing it in, moves forward, throws out the Shuriken Ignite as well. Cleans up a double kill. The 7-2 Nong Nong. It's all about this Katarina. Cag Fancy on the run. Delicious Steel chases in, gets the pull, gets the hook, gets the cube, no, misses it, throws down the ult, doesn't matter. No free names, just wants the scuttle, leave the Cho'Gath alone. Zeno picks up his 10th kill of the game. What is this? 30 kills to 7. Oh my goodness.
And at only 16 minutes into the game, too, this is what we like to call a massacre. Aatrox would be proud. Unfortunately, he got banned this game. Oh, this is unfortunate. This is unfortunate. Oh, she's my poison going over the wall.
She's on poison, feeling confident, moves in. Nong Nong is here, though. You gotta be aware. It is a 7-2 Gunblade Nong Nong. This Katarina actually does do damage. The play from Phantom Attempt uses the ult. They get the kill on the Riven. The immediate ult from Zeno having to get back outside of that base. And the 7-2 Katarina has finally graciously given one kill over to the enemy team. Cobra might be in trouble. Cag Fancy goes in looking for the resets. Culling going to find a lot of damage. Cobra might be able to finish her off, and does. It was actually kind of close there for a minute. The only issue was that Cag Fancy took every single shot of Culling to the face.
Yeah, and it doesn't help that that Illusion's sitting at 6-2-4. Has that Essence Reaver completed, and meanwhile Cag Fancy is 0-9-1 on this Irelia with no completed items. Just a massive gold discrepancy here as we see the Mountain Drake going the side of budget DRF. Nothing too out of the ordinary going there. Easy Drake, easy pickup. As Delicious Seal moving towards Broken Hearts. Let's see how this fight ends up. Broken Hearts just using the ultimate to run away. Unfortunately, DRF Dive is right here, ready to go. And there is the dunk and the execution out of DRF Dive, sharing a little bit of gold with that Darius. Yeah, there we go.
It'd be interesting if you could choose who that gold goes to, kind of like a Zillion, where he can choose who he wants to give his XP to whenever there's the opportunity. If, well, flashes forward, tries to find the harpoon, won't find it, backs out, takes a turret shot for his trouble, as the members of Delicious trying to hold on to this bottom lane second tier turret. It is poking away on these minions. No free names, starting to get a little bit tanky. Only has really, though, a Cinder Hulk to give him a little bit of extra health. I don't think, I'm going to check real quick, has 4 stacks of Feast on some minions, and 1 monster. Did devour a champion, though, as the engage goes down, stun, gonna land. Will Delicious Seal finally fall? Nope, it's still gonna be the Cho'Gath. Nong Nong not finding the opportunity to go in. The pull on Phantom Attempt as the siege continues from Team Delicious. They've got a couple recalls started, though, so they may be backing out.
Yeah, they're gonna be backing out. They got a kill out of it. They're having a good time. Just playing with their food right now. They have minion waves pushing in all 3 lanes, it looks like. Actually, I canceled that.
Oh, wait, Nong Nong goes in, gets a good bit of damage down. Xeno very, very low. She's my poison. Oh, finds with the ultimate. That's a double kill. Should be a triple as well. Doesn't care about the turret damage. Triple kill to the Riven. Ah, that ult was so good.
That was amazing. Just barely clipped. Just barely got the clip.
The refight in the top lane, misses the ult, but gets to the other side of the culling. The trade of kills. It's a 1-for-1. Irelia is slowly doing better. The next time that they meet, the third and final showdown, will Irelia be able to 1v1 the Lucian and live? That's what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. As the Echo comes into the mid lane, does get knocked up, doesn't care, goes straight in. Silence, though, will force him to back away from the turret as Phantom Attempt on this 0-9 Oriana just comes in for a little bit of extra shield, because that's about what Oriana is good for right now, besides maybe the occasional ultimate that just repositions, because it does no damage. That's fine. It's kind of just like, here, hop up for a second.
I'm gonna have to take a look and see if that's just a spectator thing, because if you notice to the left-hand side, whenever Oriana's ball is on somebody, it actually does have an indicator now that the ball's on there. I'm wondering if that's just a spectator thing or if that's in there for the players as well. Because I didn't even notice it was there until just now.
Just now. What? Hang on 1 second. Say what you said again about the ball from Oriana?
If you look on Nong Nong right there, that little blue dot to the left-hand side indicates who the ball is on. So, like, now it's on no free names.
Huh.
Yeah.
Oh, in the map?
No, not on the map. On the actual, like, on their players, on the character's health bar. Like, it doesn't appear when it's on Oriana, it appears, but if the ball is on another another champion,
but
there's a little blue dot.
Second turret will fall. Both members of Team Delicious, I guess 3 members now, as Nong Nong has joined in the bottom lane, headed back underneath the turret. Nong Nong, dodging away from the harpoon. Nicely done, grabbing the shield. Wants to go in, find Xeno, takes a massive chunk of damage. Xeno looking for the execution dive, going in, uses the ult, but won't find any kills with it. Gonna be backing out as well. In the top lane, Kag Fancy waiting patiently. Is this the final and third fight? He's waiting for the minions to pass by, and decides not to fight Cobra. All right, that was a little disappointed. We were excited. I know, right? I was getting ready to play the pumping up music as Delicious Seal comes in. No free names, gonna be chunked out. Should fall. It's a tanky Cho'Gath, but not nearly tanky enough against a 40-9. Wait, hold on. What? He lives for a very long time, taking a huge chunk of damage. Finally falls. A lot more than I thought that he'd be able to lose. Broken Hearts maybe falling here. Ult's way back to safety, though. Nong Nong chasing in. All right, so it looks like Team Delicious going to just recollect back towards the mid lane turret, try to defend against Delicious Seal, who wants in on Phantom of Temp. The heal's been used. The chunk damage is down. The ult doesn't care whether you flashed or not. He's dunked onto Nong Nong as well. Nice. Zhonya's keeps her alive for a moment, but will still be popped by the Pike, finishing off the last little bit of damage. But Broken Hearts wants in. One more auto attack might be enough. He does get it, but the Ignite ticking away. Pike steals away the kill, because what's a support when you can be an assassin?
Why play in a support when you can be an assassin? Or why play either when you can do both? Why should I have to choose between these two options? Cobra cleaning up the red buff. Nothing too crazy on there.
Okay, does anyone in chat know why Kinder eggs ever became illegal in the first place? I've never had that answered for me. Thank you, Dive, for making my ears bleed. He'll find Kag Fancy, though. Does get disabled underneath that. Tries to get away, but Oriana auto attack finishes him off. Kag Fancy's given it over to Riven as well. Other members of Team Delicious now have kills. 44 kills to 12. Is this the realest of real comebacks? They haven't lost an inhibitor yet. So at this point, with a 7-4 Katarina, there's a real chance a tanky Cho'Gath could absorb enough damage from budget DRF that the Kassadin or the Irelia could get someone on the back line and allow Nong Nong to start some assassinations if they find the team fight. But it's just so unlikely. They're down 15,000 gold.
Well, here's the thing. You mentioned that they haven't lost any inhibitors. Here's more importantly in my mind, though. They haven't lost any inhibitor turrets as of yet, which means that they don't have anything open that...
Wait, Kag Fancy going in. Is this the 1v1 we're looking for? The stun goes down. He's got the damage. Nong Nong, you ruined it. That doesn't count. That doesn't count. Restart. Everybody restart. That doesn't count. The 1v1 isn't real. Nong Nong steals it away, but it's a third Mountain Drake for budget DRF. 44 kills in 24 minutes. Triple Mountain Drakes. They sneeze on a turret, it will fall. Baron's alive as well, but they don't even need it, as multiple members going to be pushing out the bottom lane. They've tried this before, and it didn't work out so well. We'll see if it's more successful this time around.
Oh, Dive going into the back line here. He does get a little push.
Yeah, finds the Kag Fancy, but he's got the disarm on multiple members. Are they able to execute the Echo? He's got so much damage. 4 members stunned. What the play? Pike! Oh my goodness, but Nong Nong's going to clean up. Hold on. What just happened?
An Echo ult is what just happened.
No, Echo ult into Pyke triple stun into Nong Nong getting a triple kill? Everyone
I've got the replay
died
all
but
ready to
Nong
go.
Nong. I got to watch that again.
Okay, so here we go. We get the engage from Broken Hearts, who managed to get the silence on a DRF dive as Cag Fancy goes in. Cag gets a whole bunch of damage down on DRF Xeno, but Xeno ults back right into the middle of the entire team. Pyke lands the triple stun, and then he gets an execute on most of the members there. Unfortunately, Nong Nong is sitting there ulting the entire time, and as a result puts out enough damage to get the rest of the kills down as Pyke is just slaying his team around him. It is a lost fight for Red Side, but it is also pretty impressive that Nong Nong does manage to walk out of this fight with his life.
If Nong Nong was standing any closer to the rest of the team, that would have been a quadra over to budget DRF. And that would have been the end of it. But standing off to the side, just out on the edge of the brush, picking up a triple at the end of that fight. That's a highlight reel clip. I don't even know what. The combination of the Echo, Pyke looks so good, and then Nong Nong just ruins it. As DRR dive may find Cag Fancy, goes over the wall, lives for the moment, but no free names here, ready to blast gun himself. He could feast the Baron away. Is this the fight that we're looking for? The blast gun, but it's already gone. Echo going down, but Nong Nong's here trying to clean up, gets finished off by the Echo. So much damage, doesn't matter though, because Lucian's already been finished off. She's my poison here, cleaning up one. Instead, has been disabled by the Aurelia in the meantime, as no free names tanks up so much damage. Cag Fancy gonna be just punked away. Delicious Seal with the dunk. Aurelia did finish off Riven in the meantime, but it is now 3 versus Phantom of Temp. The 111 Oriana, can she do it? Can she defend? Can she hold against triple with Baron?
If they had gone straight to top lane in order to take her down and push that wave in, then no. But unfortunately, she's actually given enough time to clear the wave. And as a result, Phantom of Temp is actually not going to live, but is going to stop this tower from going down immediately. Nong Nong is back available, so should be able to get up here and at least...
Xeno does so much damage. Nong Nong distracted by the mid lane, trying to stop DRF dive as the Echo freely pushing the top lane. Kassadin's showing up now, as well as the rest of the members of Team Delicious are respawning, so they will hold the inhibitor, but that turret is gone in the top lane as Dive continues to make our ears bleed. The Delicious needs to win at least, I don't know, 3 or 4 more solid fights to be able to... I mean, they haven't done anything but scratch the top lane turret from budget DRF. It's a lot of standing gold, but they have no opportunity to push those lanes out.
That's exactly it. They have to get across the map and actually push those lanes out before they can actually collect that standing gold. And when Delicious Seal is just going in and just eating their opponent, their team, it's really kind of hard to do that.
That was a pull ult. There wasn't even an auto there. Broken Heart's going to fall as well. Nong Nong trying to get the outplay, dashes back to one of the knives, uses the Zanyas to live for the moment, but it comes in. Cag Fancy gets the disengage. They're able to pick up 2 with a double stun from She's My Poison. Gonna be able to not finish anyone off. Triple kill for Irelia, 6-12-6. The game is held. Delicious continues to hold on. The 10-5 Katarina hasn't picked up a kill in a while, but is starting to give some of those over to teammates.
Well, and Budget DRF just got really arrogant there. Just walked into the tower and just kind of stood there and fought under the tower. And they paid for it pretty dearly with the with Cag Fancy and Nong Nong just going off in that fight. Cag Fancy managing to take that triple kill across as we see a line of wards right up there in front of the base gate.
This is just in case,
my.
just in case, you know, they need to teleport, and they want 3 options. Just feeling good. Xeno going in, wants to find Phantom of Temp. Phantom lives for now, actually, sidestepping the turn of that orb. Broken Hearts going over the wall, but Cobra flashes to guarantee the last hit on that one. Xeno coming into the bottom lane turret, gets the shield, lives for now, and Lucian, Cobra, picks up the double on the Cho'Gath as well. So Budget DRF decide that they're done playing with their food, picking up those extra kills. They've got a huge wave pushing the mid lane turret, and Riven and Pyke may decide that that is what their next objective is.
Yeah, that's going to be the next objective. Phantom of Temp holding it, but doesn't have enough damage to really be able to take it away. Does manage to evade the DRF dives engaged there, but Dive does go ahead and just dive onto her throat with that knife.
Yep, Cag Fancy though here trying to get some resets on the minions, uses the ult to disarm the Riven, who's running away currently as Nongdong trying to finish off the kill onto Dive. He's running away, but he's going to be going down, not invisible from the team. And these two of the Aurelia and Katarina are the saving hope for Team Delicious, which is a really impressive thing considering the beginning of the game Katarina was the only saving grace. Now there's 2 that could be the saving grace for Team Delicious, as an Infernal Drake going to go over to Team Budget DRF. Can they stop Delicious Seal? Nong going to be trying to get in. He doesn't want to get ulted, but the Darius chases down. He's picked up a double. In the meantime, Cag Fancy going to be cleaned up in the mid lane as well. So no one can stop Delicious Seal at the moment. Just
no, that's not surprising at all.
Unless Phantom can get a little bit more poke down, I think he's just going to heal that one up and walk away happy, as he hasn't even finished the rest of his Hydra. Still has a Tiamat for some extra damage to go. Mid lane inhibitor will fall with the top lane inhibitor. 62 kills to 23. Delicious just holding on by a single edge of their pinky, trying to just delay this game until Cho'Gath gets to be a late game monster and they win a team fight and Aurelia plays perfectly. I don't even know. I really don't. How do they get back into this?
Honestly, there's not really much of a way they can get back into it. Their best bet is to pull off some kind of monstrous combination. Maybe Phantom of Temp getting a shockwave off from the ball being on top of Nong. If you get that ball on Nong shouldn't pose into the team, and you get that shockwave to consolidate the enemy team while Nong is ulting. Maybe.
Ooh, Nong trying to finish off Cobra, very low, but does get it. Here comes the Katarina though, and sorry, the Aurelia. They've got the double kill on the Pyke. Xeno maybe wanting to dive this one, has the Banshee's Veil, so he's feeling a little more confident, but the 2 members from Team Delicious, Cag Fancy and Nong pairing up together, able to pick off 2 more, and they continue to hold with the inhibitors down.
And more importantly, they're not just holding, they're actually preventing Budget DRF from getting any damage onto those Nexus towers. They're actually catching those waves before they get there. And this is kind of bad for Budget DRF. I mean, you've got a team that has been doing just enough to stay relevant in this game and actually have a chance, and now they're picking up some farms, so they're able to get some more gold onto some of these other members. They haven't been able to knock down any of those towers, but mind you that each of those super minions is worth, I believe I saw 72 gold, possibly 80 right now. Let's see how much Cag gets off of this one here. 90 gold. Each of these is worth 90 gold right now. So that's going to help them catch up pretty quickly with 2 of those minions streaming into their base every 30 seconds.
So they are getting a little bit of gold back, able to pick up some items. Aurelia now finishing off 3 with the Trinity Force, Titanic Hydra, and Sterix Gauge. For the Katarina, triple items as well, going with the BF sword on top of it. Can they finish off Delicious Seal with every member here? The feast goes down. Delicious Seal lives for the moment and is able to run away. Cassidy trying to get in. The silence isn't good. He's going to fall as well. Orianna misses almost everybody. DRF dive finishes off Phantom Temp with the execution. No free names can be executed as well. DRF dives in the backline, wrecking havoc. Nong goes down, and that's going to be nearly full team ace. Cag Fancy, the one and only, tries to defend the Nexus, is able to pick off Echo, but will still fall. Dive so low, Cobra as well, and with everyone bleeding, just pixels on their health, gonna heal it back up, and going to be able to finish off game number 3. She's not poisoned, just flashing for Fancy, and is Dive with the dash as well. Game number 3 falls. Budget DRF finally takes it after what has been one of the most crazy games I've ever shoutcasted on this stream.
It was an entertaining one, to say the least. A lot of action, a lot of blood. Unfortunately, most of it was one team's blood, and therefore it wasn't quite as entertaining as it could have been. But still a great showing from Budget DRF and the whole DRF squad. Thank you for everybody coming out to play today. It's fantastic seeing everybody out so far.
Oh, it was a fun game. It was absolutely a fun game. Do you want to roll through for the losing team, Team Delicious, who I'm sure the Budget DRF would agree, the honorable mentions and MVPs?
All right, Team Delicious. The honorable mention, I'm going to give honorable mention over to Cag Fancy. Had a rough start to the game, but as you mentioned, was one of the 2 major carries that was helping to pull this game back and make it possibly winnable, or at least stallable, and give us a good time to talk about various things like the dot appearing for whoever's got the Oriana's ball.
Crucial, just so crucial.
Crucial, absolutely key things. Watch that for that on your UI, because you never know who has that ball. Obviously, though, moving forward, Cag Fancy, the only qualm I've got is a very rough early game. I managed to recover very, very well, but that rough early game absolutely killed any potential that their team had to really pick off these high priority targets in the Echo, in the Lucian, and in the Pike. MVP going to go over to Nong Nong, because while we had a bad early game from everybody, as you mentioned, it was 0-3-0, 0-3-0, 0-4-0, 0-4-0, and 0-0-0. Nong Nong managing to stay alive and not die that first section. And as you've said once before, sometimes the best thing you can do for your team is just not die. Just live. Did a great job of just living for a while and then coming out like a monster and going through, shredding the enemy team, doing everything in his power. Unfortunately, it was not quite enough at the end of the day to pull out the win.
For the winning team, which I'm going to explain very quickly while you guys are still here, we do the MVPs and honorable mentions because if you check down below, we have a going record of everyone who's played on the stream that's ever won an MVP or honorable mention, and they do stack over time. So if you play and you get some MVPs, you could become top of the charts for MVPs or honorable mentions. I know so it looks scary, Catinator's got like a zillion of them, but there's still...
you can't become top of the chart in MVP.
You can't become top of the chart, sorry. Daisy will always be MVP. It's true.
Daisy will always be
Daisy will always be MVP, but you can become second top of the chart of MVP, and you can become top on honorable mention. As Phantom Temp, I think, is hitting top of the charts for honorable mention.
Yeah, I think so.
Close.
Yeah, he is. He's one above land right now.
One above land. Phantom Temp in the top? Man, that's crazy. That's awesome. Anyway, MVP, or honorable mention to DRF Xeno, because this Echo all over the map, great plays, good predictions on where to place the snares and using ultimates to really good effect, especially that play. Holy crap, the clip that I'm going to pull from that when he jumps back into the entire team, just huge, huge, huge damage. But I think if we look at the advanced details in a second, you can't compare that to Delicious Seal winning against every fight that came his way, died 4 times, and just said, meh, you guys are just
damage to
minions that I'm gonna walk
52,000.
through. Just gonna walk through. Let's switch over real quick.
Because bacon?